So, welcome back to the shed. Haven't done any videos lately because I was struck down by the dreaded COVID between Christmas and New Year, and it's taken me a while to get over it. On the mend now, and I've been out and about. The first time I was out on my bike since before Christmas, when that was yesterday, and that was to test and try out my new sat-nav. I've bitten the bullet. And I've bought a Garmin Zumo XT. I was using an old Android phone. However, on my last trip out during the summer, I went up to the Galloway Forest in Scotland, and on the way up there I got caught in a sudden and heavy downpour, and the phone was just mounted to my handlebars. And by the time I found somewhere to pull over, so I could, because it wasn't in a waterproof case, pull over, take it, put it in my bag. It had fried it. Something, either it being on the handlebars and the vibration had damaged the phone, or it was the water. Anyway, I turned it off, put it away, and by the time I got up to the Galloway Forest and it was dry, and I tried turning it on again, it wasn't working. The phone itself doesn't boot up properly, which was a pity, because I'd found that for point-to-point navigation, using an old phone was ideal. Because you don't need a SIM card, you don't need a data plan. All you need is to download Google Maps. So you can download the maps of where you're going to directly into your phone memory. That way all you need to do is power your phone up. If it can see satellites, you can navigate. And Google Maps is excellent for point-to-point navigation. Take me from where I am to where I want to be, and it'll take you there. The downside with it, and what I found with it, is when I go on my little mini motorcycle adventures, I like to know where I'm going. So I like to, before I set off, I like to plan a route. And it's difficult to tell Google Maps exactly where you want to go and take you down the roads you want to go. However, on the Garmin, you can do that. What I found the easiest way for me, and I'm not saying it's the only way, but the easiest way I found for me with the setup I've got is to go into My Maps. That's Google My Maps. It's not Google Maps. If you go into Google and search for My Maps, it'll take you to Google My Maps. It's a different site. And on there, you can change the route. So I think you can have up to 9 or 10 different we'll call them waypoints. So you've got start at point A. That's where you want to start your route. Then you put point B in, and it'll automatically navigate between A and B. But what you can do is you can click on the route and drag it to where you want it to be. So it'll stay connected to point A and point B, but then you can fettle it between A and B. And the easiest way I found for a long circular route is break it up into sections. So you go from A to B, then B to C, C to D, and then between them, drag it to where you want it to be. When you're happy with the route, then you can just give it a check, zoom in a bit, check the entire route, because sometimes Google in My Maps, it'll when you change something over here on the map, it'll tweak over there. Don't know why. It'll just do. You'll go back to the beginning and find it's not where you wanted it. So you tweak it. When you get it all the way you want it, you can then save it and export it to a format that you can then open up in the Garmin software, Basecamp. Once you've got it into Basecamp, it becomes a track. You still can't navigate a track. But what you can then do is convert that in Basecamp to a trip. I think they call it a route in Basecamp, and it threw me when I was then importing it onto my Garmin. I couldn't find it because in the route section it was totally clear. And that's because when you import it into your Garmin XT, it goes in as a trip, different section on the sat nav. However, what you can then do is go into trip. You'll find your trip, click on it, and then you can navigate it, which is great because I'm planning to do the Northumberland 250 in the summer, and I'm now plotting my route because I won't follow the exact route. There's some areas I want to veer off. I'm waffling, but essentially I haven't made any videos because I've been bad. I've been out on my bike for the first time yesterday, and that was to test the new Garmin. So I'll give you a look on how I've set it up, and I've set it up in such a way that I can still see my full instrument cluster on the bike. so it was a bit tight, but it's now set up. I won't give you a review of the Garmin XT, Zumo XT, because there's hundreds out there on the internet and they've done a lot better than I can do. Nor will I give you any breakdown on how to sort out Google Maps to My Maps to your Garmin. There's lots of tutorials and how-tos out there, and there's lots of different ways of doing it. This is just the way I found with the software I've got the easiest. It was easiest for me to wrap my old brain around. So that's what I've been up to. Yeah, haven't really been up to much because weather's been bad and I've been bad. So there you go. Yeah, I've had lots of views on my last video, which was my helmet video. So thanks to everyone that viewed that or left a comment. There's been quite a few. I was surprised just how popular. I don't do these videos for anyone else really. I just do them for myself and for my friends and families moving forward, especially with the grandkids. So thank you for anyone that's subscribed. Thank you for anyone that's commented. Thank you for anyone that's liked. Just thank you. I'm surprised that people are interested, but thank you. So that's me waffled enough for that. Let's have a look at the Garmin on the bike. Well, that's how I've got it mounted on my bike. The cables go down the back and then directly under the tank. And the reason I've mounted it on that side is because this side is where I tend to mount my camera, my 360 camera, so I can reach it with my left hand to turn it on and off. So I didn't want it over there. And it's mounted in the portrait mode simply so I can continue to see my instrument cluster, the important bits, the speedometer and the rev counter, fuel gauge, and I can also see the gear indicator, which is grand. So that's all I really needed it to do. I can see it's well within reach to do whatever that needs to and where to. Actually, it's apps where I need to be for my trip, then trip planner, save trips, and there you go, there's one I've got in. Look at it on the map. That's me Helmsley loop. That's from here in Thornaby, the scenic route over the moors, over the North Yorkshire moors, down towards Helmsley, and then I'm going to stop off at Revo Abbey for a coffee, and then back across the moors again, past Osmotherley and then home. So yeah, I was going to try that today, but it's a bit grey and overcast and I had other jobs to do. That's just a test. Can't even remember what it was. Yeah, it was just a test A to B. Again over North York moors, just to test the software and see if I could get it to upload, which it did. So yeah, I found it easy to get it to talk to both my comms unit on my helmet and to my phone. There is a piece of software you need to download for that called the Garmin Drive app. You put that on your phone and it remembers it. So once I turn everything on, it just all recognises each other and connects. It's brilliant. So there you go. That is my new Garmin Zumo in situ on the bike. So that was my Christmas and New Year, down with COVID and recovering from that, which was unpleasant. I returned to work last week, and as I said, yesterday was my first day out, really, out doing something. So I went up to Camp Bob on the bike, and then I tested the Garmin on just its twisty road. It's got a slider on it for twisty roads, more twisty or less twisty, your choice. So I was trying that, and it did take me down some strange places on little backcountry lanes, which was great. So even if I just want to kill some time, I can pick a destination and select extremely twisty roads and it'll just take me wherever. And I've got the safety net of if I want, I can just hit home on it and it'll take me the most direct route home, which is brilliant. Yeah, so far I'm liking the Garmin. As I say, early days. Expensive piece of kit, but I think I prefer it over to navigating with my phone, simply because it allows me to use custom routes that I make. places that I want to go to, the way I want to go to, avoiding all the dual carriageways if possible. You know, I'm a B road bandit. I like the B roads. You know, if the speed limit's over 60, I don't really want to be on it. Right. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and that's a big ta-ra from me. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be out on some more B roads later on. So, ride safe, be safe, enjoy life. Ta-ra for now.